Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today it is December 12th, 2022. It's on Monday, and it's sunny outside. How are you spending Monday today? This year is ending. The more I get older, the faster I feel the time of the year. It's strange, isn't it? When I used to be a kid, the year felt so longer. But now, I feel the year is much shorter. Is the instance still on trial? Why don't you try the beginner's kit on trial? Why don't you buy the beginner's set on trial? Why not join the party on trial? Is the instance still on trial? Is the instant still on trial? Is the instant still on trial? Is the instant still on trial? My grandfather was set free from hospital last year. He was in a critical condition, but he recovered. By the time we arrived at the station, the train had already gone. By the time we arrived at the stadium, the game had already started. I could understand the line of the movie well because I had watched it twice already before then. I had been to the country 3 times when we went there, so I could guide my friends around. I had been studying for more than 10 hours when I was stopped by my father. I had been studying for more than 10 hours when I was stopped by my father. I had been kept waiting for more than 30 minutes when he finally showed up. I had been kept waiting for more than 30 minutes when he finally showed up, turned up, appeared. The train had already gone before you arrived there. I had already experienced more predicaments before you did. I had already arrived at the office before you arrived. I had cleaned and arranged the documents before most of the employees arrived. I had cleaned the office before all of the employees arrived. I had no choice but to solve everything by myself. I had no choice but to take over my family business. I had no option but to take over my family's business. No matter how busy you are, it's very important to take time for your family. friends, and so on. I think many people prioritize the work first. If you are really interested in something, you will not quit it, even if you bump into difficulties, even if you face difficulties, even if you confront difficulties. If you are really interested in something, you will never forget pursuing that. Even if you are faced with difficulties, even if you are confronted with difficulties, if you are into something, you will never quit it. Even if you are faced with difficulties, predicaments, hindrances, obstacles, even if you are confronted with difficulties, predicaments, hindrance, chaos, and so on. The view from the summit of the Mount Fuji is the best breathtaking view that I have ever seen. Kabira Bay in Ishigaki Island, Okinawa, is the most beautiful bay that I have ever seen. So I want you to see that beautiful bay. It's very, 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 very beautiful. It's beyond the description. I cannot describe it well. It's beyond description. So I want you to see in person, on the spot. I'm sure you will be astonished at the beauty of the water and the landscape. I'm certain that you will be astonished by the beauty of the water. When did you start to feel like becoming a judge? When did you start to feel like becoming a doctor? When did you start feel like becoming a judge? What made you want to become 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 a judge? When did you start to want to become a judge? When did you start to want to become a judge? When did you start to want to become a judge? When did you start to become a judge? When did you start to want to become a judge? When did you start to want to become a judge? When did you start to want to become a judge? When did you want to become a judge? When did you want when did you start to want to become a judge? When did you start to want to become a judge? When did you start to want to become a judge? When did you start to want to become a judge? We are gathering the evidences. Otherwise, we cannot convince our boss. There is not enough evidence. There is not enough evidence. There is not enough evidence to be convinced. There is not enough evidence to make them convinced. Please do not commit a crime. Please do not commit a crime. Some crimes are committed, but do not commit a crime. Some crimes are committed somewhere, every day, in the world, which is not good. Do not commit a crime. The man was arrested for committing a crime. Now, there are many communities out there. There are many communities out there. Everybody belongs to a community, or some people might avoid belonging to any community. Do you belong to a community? Do you belong to a community, such as company, school, friends, neighborhood, and so on? I wish I could make a quick decision. I wish I could make as quick a decision as you. I wish I could make as quick a decision as you. I wish I could make as quick a decision as you. As quick a decision as you. I wish I could make as quick a decision as you. I wish I could make quicker decision as you. I wish I could make a quick decision. I wish I could make a quick decision. If I were you, I would ask for a date. If I were you, I would ask her for a date. Which color do you like? Do you find it insufficient? Do you find it insufficient? What is sufficient? When it comes to RPG, role-playing game, do you try to battle with the boss with insufficient items, or do you prepare enough by stacking up experiences and buying a lot of items before that? I was the part of the latter. I was preparing enough by leveling up and preparing a lot of items beforehand, in case I got lost to the boss. Because most of the cases, if we lose to the boss, many items or money are gone, and we have to start from scratch. Most of the people will find it insufficient to study only 3 months to enter the university. Insufficient amount of sleep will affect the performance of the day. I usually make up for the insufficiency of my knowledge or experience by doing a lot of efforts, by doing twice or three times the effort. I usually compensate for the insufficiency of my experience or knowledge by doing twice or three times as much effort as others. I usually try to make up for the insufficiency of my experiences or knowledge by doing twice or three times as much effort as others. Insufficiency. The teacher pointed out the insufficiency of my preparation. I think many mistakes will come from the insufficiency of the preparation. I think many mistakes will derive from the insufficiency of the preparation. I think many mistakes derive from the insufficiency of preparation. If the preparation is sufficient, a mistake will difficult to happen, difficult to arise, difficult to arouse, difficult to come about. If the preparation is sufficient, a mistake will less happen, will less arise, will less arouse, will less come about. Could you sleep sufficiently last night? Could you sleep sufficiently last night? Sufficiently. Could you sleep sufficiently last night? Could you sleep sufficiently last night? Could you sleep sufficiently last night? Sufficiently. It's very important that we should sleep the day before the examination. Sufficiently. It's essential that we should have a sleep sufficiently the day before the performance. But I'm sure that many people cannot do that because of the nervousness, anxiety, and so on. Sufficiently. Please heat the beef sufficiently. Are you this kind of person who prepare enough sufficiently before your performance? Are you this kind of person who prepare sufficiently or less sufficient, less prepare at maximum effort, or do minimum effort for the preparation? Are you this kind of person who prepare sufficiently or do minimum effort for the preparation and get through? Are you this kind of person who prepare sufficiently or do minimum effort to get through? The sufficiency of preparation will decrease the percentage of making a mistake. The sufficiency of the preparation will reduce the percentage of making a mistake. The sufficiency of the preparation will decrease the percentage of making a mistake. Yes. Sufficiency. Sufficiency. Everybody will wish for sufficiency of money, budget, asset. Everybody will wish for the sufficiency of the asset. Sufficiency. The sufficiency of free time contributed to my coming up with good ideas. Sufficiency of the free time will help us to come up with good ideas. The sufficiency of free time will help us to come up with unique ideas or good ideas. Before the eruption, the island and the mountain were separated. After the eruption, they were connected. Before the volcanic eruption, the mountain and the island were separated. After that, they were connected by the sandbar, by sandbar, by sandbar, by sandbar, by sandbar, by sandbar. There is insufficient evidence connecting the incident to the man. So he was set free. Because there was no sufficient evidence connecting the incident to him. So he was set free. He was released. The newly found evidence connected the incident to the man. The evidence from the security camera connected the incident to the man. The project of the railroad is to connect the train line to Sapporo, Hokkaido. I am waiting for the Shinkansen to be connected to Sapporo from Hakodate. It will take time, but I'm waiting for that. If the Shinkansen is connected to Sapporo, which means we can go to Sapporo from Tokyo, or Kyushu, even from Kyushu by Shinkansen, which is very dreamy, isn't it? The volcanic eruption connected the mountain with the island. Now they are connected with a sandbar. Do you like to walk on the sandbar? The sandbar is called Amano Hashidate, meaning heavenly bridge. To see the heavenly bridge, you turn your back to the scenery and bend over and look between from your legs. To see the scenery, you turn your back to the scenery and bend over and look between from your legs, and you can see the scenery opposite. So you can see the heavenly bridge. By doing that, the scenery will be upside down, so the sandbar looks like the heavenly bridge. The bridge in the sky. We pulled over and asked the local where the road connects. Where the road connects. We pulled over the car and asked the local where the road connects. We pulled over and asked the local where the road connects. The testimony from the suspect did not connect. The testimony from the suspect and the truth did not connect. The testimony from the suspect and the truth did not connect. Did not connect. The testimony from the suspect and the truth did not connect. The volcanic mountain and the island connected after the volcanic eruption. The mountain and the island connected because after the volcanic eruption, now they are connected with a sandbar. The detectives are searching for the connection between him and other crimes. Do you have the connection with antisocial group? Do you have a connection with a celebrity? Is there a connection between you and the celebrity? Is there a connection between speaking to myself and improvement? Is there a connection between exercising and health? Connection between health and regular exercise. Connection between asthma and eczema. Asthma and atopic dermatitis. Do you have any connections? Do you have a connection in the company? 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 The detective started to investigate into another venue in connection with the crime. Do you have a connection in the company? Do you have a connection in a foreign country? Do you have a connection someone living in Tokyo? Do you have a connection with someone living in Tokyo? Do you have a connection with someone living in Tokyo? In connection with the video games, did you used to play video game? Which console do you prefer? Which console do you like to play with? In connection with video games, which consoles do you have? I used to collect video game consoles when I was a kid, but I lost the value of why doing that. I lost the value of collecting consoles. I lost the interest to gather consoles, but I still have them in my closet. They are sleeping in my closet. I hope the prices for the consoles or video games will increase drastically so that I can sell them with good prices. I want the old consoles such as PlayStation 2, Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, Nintendo 64 will be very expensive in the near future so that I can sell them with good prices. Are you in connection with the project? Are you in connection with the project? Have you ever been in connection with tourism industry? The company is searching for 2 or 3 candidates in connection with programming. Mistakes were more or less in connection with a lack of preparation, a short of preparation. Mistakes more or less are in connection with a lack of preparation, a short of preparation. The mistakes will be more or less in connection with lack of experience, a lack of preparation, a short of preparation. Mistakes will be more or less in connection with a lack of preparation, a short of preparation. If your speech is considered to be not in connection with today's theme. You will be stopped suddenly. Please bear that in mind. Please keep that in mind. If your speech is considered to be not in connection with today's topic, theme, your speech will be stopped suddenly. So please bear that in mind. Please keep that in mind. Thank you for your cooperation. There are many books in connection with English grammars in his room. I found many books in connection with economics in his room. I found many DVDs in connection with Japanese animations. I saw tremendous number of DVDs in connection with Japanese anime in his room. I saw extraordinary number of DVDs in connection with Japanese anime. The suspect did not confess at all. It was not until a week later that the suspect confessed. It was not until a year later that the suspect confessed. It won't be until tomorrow that the result is announced. It won't be until tomorrow that the result is announced. It won't be until tomorrow that the examination result is announced, released, come out. It won't be until tomorrow that the examination result comes out. It won't be until tomorrow that the result is released. It was not until a year later that the suspect confessed. It was not until a year later that the suspect confessed. It was not until a year later that the suspect confessed. It was not long before my name was called at the hospital. It won't be long before the ambulance comes. It won't be long. It won't be very long before the ambulance comes. It won't be very long before the ambulance comes. It won't be very long before our turn comes. Our turn comes. It won't be very long before we are seated. It won't be very long before we are called to sit at the table. It won't be very long before our turn comes. It wasn't very long before our our turn came. It wasn't very long before our turn came at the restaurant. While we were waiting in the line. It wasn't very long before our turn came at the restaurant we were waiting. It wasn't very long before our turn came. Before we were called. We were called to sit at the table. It wasn't very long before we sat at the table. It wasn't very long before we were directed to sit at the table. It won't be very long before the ambulance comes. It won't be very long before you graduate from university. It is illegal to be forced to be confess by force. It is illegal to force someone to confess by force. The suspect confessed. The suspect confessed what he had done. 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 The suspect confessed. Started to tell the story. The suspect confessed and started to tell the story. Long story. The suspect kept silence and never confessed, so it is under mystery. The suspect confessed. It was not until a year later that the suspect confessed. It was not until last year that the suspect confessed. It was not until a year later that the suspect made a confession of the crime. The kid did not make a confess of eating the chocolate cake in the morning without permission, but it was obvious from the chocolate on her face. The kid did not make a confess of eating a chocolate cake in the morning without permission, but it was obvious because chocolate was attached on her face. The kid did not make a confession of having eaten a shortcake in the morning, but it was obvious from her face. The cream was attached to her face. Although the evidence was obvious, the kid denied having come to the school with a bike, which was forbidden in the school rule, because the bike was parked in the school. The kid made a confession of having come to the school with a bike, which was prohibited by the school rule. The kid made a confession of having come to the school with a bike, which was forbidden with the school rule, by the school rule. Some people never make a confession of something. Some people avoid making a confession of something. Some people never make a confession of something. Some people never make a confession of something. Some people don't 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 make a confession of something. Confession, 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 confession. 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 Some people don't make a confession of something, although it is responsible for them. The kid did not make a confession of having ate the chocolate cake in the morning without permission, but it was obvious from her mouth. The chocolate was attached to her face. The confessed criminal admitted having done the crime. The confessed kid for eating the chocolate cake in the morning started to cry. The confessed kid for eating a chocolate cake in the morning with permission started to cry because it was noticed by the parents. The confessed criminal started to tell the story, started to explain why he committed the crime. The confessed kid started to cry because his secret was made clear. Is it a confessed data? Is it a confessed data? A self-confessed man, a self-confessed criminal, a self-confessed criminal. A self-confessed thief started to tell the story behind the crime. Confessed, 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 confessed criminal started to tell the story behind it. Confessed, confessed. It can take time until we are confessed. It can take time until we are confessed. It can take time until we become confessed. We get confessed. The self-confessed criminal started to the story behind the crime. The self-confessed criminal started to explain the reasons behind it. Confessed, 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 confessed. Self-confessed man. The self-confessed man started to explain behind the wrongdoing. The self-confessed man started to explain behind the wrongdoing. The self-confessed man started to explain behind the wrongdoing. The self-confessed man started to explain the reasons behind the wrongdoings. The self-confessed man started to explain the reasons why he did the wrongdoings. I am a self-confessed unique person. I am a self-confessed unique person. He is also a self-confessed unique person. He is also self-confessed unique person. He is also a self-confessed unique person. Self-confessed. confessed, 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 confessed. Self-confessed music lover. Self-confessed music lover. I am a self-confessed music lover. Self-confessed music lover. Self-confessed music lover. Confessed. Some people are self-confessed liar. Self-confessed liar. Some people are self-confessed liars. He is a self-confessed alcoholic. He is a self-confessed alcoholic. He is a self-confessed liar. He is a self-confessed liar. Confessed liar. The confessed liar. The confessed thief. 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 The confessed thief started to explain the reasons behind the crime. The confessed thief apologized to the victims. The confessed liar is aware of he is telling a lie. The confessed liar is aware of telling a lie to others. The confessed liar was not aware of hurting others. The kid denied having eaten the chocolate cake in the morning. The kid denied eating a chocolate cake. The kid denied eating a chocolate cake in the morning, but it was obvious from her face. Chocolate was attached to her face. The kid denied eating a chocolate cake in the morning without permission, but it was obvious on her face. It was attached to her face. The kid denied that she had eaten the chocolate cake in the morning. The kid denied that she had eaten the chocolate cake in the morning. The kid denied that she had eaten the chocolate cake in the morning. The student denied that she had cheated on the examination. The student denied that he had cheated on the examination. The student denied that she had cheated on the examination. The student denied that he had cheated on the examination. The student denied that he had cheated on the examination. The truth cannot be deniable with a lot of information and sufficient evidence. The truth cannot be deniable with sufficient information and evidence. How can you turn it over? You cannot overturn that without decisive evidence. Deniable thing, matter, stuff. Deniable thing, deniable offer. Is it a deniable offer? Is it a deniable offer? Is participating in the party deniable? Is participating in the party deniable? Yes, it depends on you. It's up on you. Yes. It depends on you. It's all up to you. Is taking part in the party deniable? Because I have an appointment on the day, and actually, even if I don't have the appointment, I don't want to go. Okay. Even if I don't have the appointment, I don't want to go. Even if I don't have the appointment, I don't want to go. Is participating in the party deniable? Yes, it's all up to you, because I don't want to go. To be honest, I don't want to go. Okay, it's deniable. It's optional. It's selective. It's optional. Deniable. 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 It's participating in the party deniable. To be honest, I don't wanna go. Is taking part in the party is joining the party deniable, because I have an appointment on the day. Besides that, even if I don't have the appointment, I don't wanna go. Deniable. Deniable. You can. The possibility is not deniable. The worst scenario is not deniable. The worst scenario is not deniable. The worst scenario is not deniable. The possibility is also not deniable. The worst scenario is not deniable. The weakest team winning against the strongest team is not deniable. We cannot know what will happen in the future. There is no telling what will happen in the future. There is no telling what will happen in the future. There is no telling. There is no knowing what will happen in the future. We can predict, but it is not perfect prediction. Deniable, 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 deniable. The worst scenario cannot be deniable. The worst scenario is not deniable. Deniable. The worst scenario is not deniable. Everything is not deniable. Every possibility is not deniable. Every possibility is not deniable. Deniable. Regarding me eating all over the menu, it is deniable. I cannot do that. As long as you come back by 5 o'clock p.m., I will let you go outside. As long as you come back by 5 o'clock p.m., I will let you go out. As long as you have finished doing the homework by noon, I will let you go outside. As far as computer is concerned, he knows the most in this class. As far as I know, I think she works in the company. As far as I know, Mount Fuji is the highest mountain in Japan, with a height of 3,776 meters. As far as I know, Mount Fuji is the highest mountain in Japan, with a height of 3,776 meters. Every possibility is not deniable. Me eating all over the menu is deniable. The possibility of me eating all over the menu is deniable. The worst scenario cannot be deniable. How can you show the denial of the possibility? How can you prove 100% sure denial of the possibility? The kid kept his denial of having eaten the cake in the morning. The kid kept his denial of having eaten the cake in the morning without permission. The accused kept his denial of the wrongdoings. The accused kept his denial of the wrongdoings. Denial, 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 denial. The accused kept his denial. The accused kept denial of the wrongdoing. The criminal kept denial of the wrongdoing. The criminal kept denial of committing the crime. The kid kept denial of having eaten the cake. The kid kept the denial of having eaten the cake in the morning without permission. The customer of the shop kept denial of having stolen the bread from the supermarket. His denial was obvious from the expression on his face. He shook his head and indicated his denial. He shook his head and said no. He shook his head. He shook his head and showed his denial. Showed the denial. Showed denial. Showed the denial. Showed the denial. He shook his head and showed the denial. Showed the denial. Showed the denial. He shook his head and showed the denial. He showed the denial by the gesture. He showed the denial by the gesture. He showed the denial by the gesture. Denial, denial, denial. He showed the denial by the gesture. He showed the denial by the gesture. He showed the denial by the gesture. The kid emphasized the denial of having eaten the cake. The kid emphasized the denial of having eaten the cake in the morning. The student emphasized the denial of cheating on the examination. The student emphasized the denial of cheating on the examination. The student emphasized the denial. The student emphasized the denial of cheating on the examination. Denial, denial, denial. Your denial will not be accepted. It's beside the point. It's deviated from the main road. The student emphasized the denial of cheating on the examination. The student emphasized the denial of cheating on the examination. How can you profess that? How can you profess that without any evidence? The anonymous man professed the increase of the stock price. The anonymous man professed the increase of the stock price on the next day. The accused professed that he had been in the hotel when the accident happened. The accused professed that he had been in the hotel when the accident happened. The teacher professed that I could pass the examination at this rate. The teacher professed that I could get the benefit. In order to profess the evidence, in order to profess that, you need the evidence. First, you need to gather the evidence. What I profess? What do you want to profess? When I was a student, I wanted to profess a doctor. When I was a student, I wanted to profess a doctor. When I was a student, I wanted to profess a music. I think when we are students, many of us wanted to profess a music because we are mesmerized by musicians. I think when we were a student, many of us wanted to profess music. What do you want to profess? What did you want to profess when you were a student? What did you want to profess when you were a student? What did you want to profess when you were a student? What did you want to profess? What did you want to profess when you were a student? What did you want to profess when you were a student? What did you want to profess when you were a student? Why can you profess that? Why can you profess that? Why can you profess that? The anonymous man professed the increase of the stock prices on the next day. The anonymous man professed the increase of the stock prices on the next day. Profess, 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 profess. He professed that. The student professed his success in the examination. The student professed his success in the examination. Profess, 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 profess. 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 What did you want to profess when you were a student? I think many students wanted to profess music. The accused professed that he had been at home when the incident happened. The accused professed that he was at home when the accident happened. Profess. 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 Who professed that? 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 An anonymous man professed the increase in stock prices. I cannot profess a success in front of people. The son professed his success in Tokyo, and he moved to Tokyo. The boxer professed his win at the match, and he won. The boxer professed his win at the match. The athlete professed his win in the race, in the match, in the game. The team professed win at the match. The team professed win at the match. The student professed becoming a champion in the tournament. He professed becoming a champion in the tournament. He professed becoming a champion in the tournament. He professed becoming a champion. He became a champion. He professed becoming 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 a musician. He professed becoming a musician. He professed becoming successful in the business. He professed becoming a musician. 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 The accused professed that he was not at the criminal venue when it happened. His innocence was admitted. His innocence was admitted by the judge because there was no sufficient evidence against him. Because of the insufficient evidence connecting the incident to the accused, he was released. His innocence was admitted. The accused requested his innocence. The accused requested his innocence. The accused protested his innocence. I hope his innocence will be admitted, and new decisive evidence will come out. He protested his innocence. 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 As far as I know, the Mount Fuji is the highest mountain in Japan, with a height of 3,776 meters. As far as computer is concerned, he knows the most in this class. As far as Japan is concerned, have you ever been to Japan? As long as you have finished the homework by noon, I will rethink buying you the video game. As long as you come back by 5 o'clock p.m., I will let you go outside. Hardly had I stepped outside when it began to rain. Scarcely had I stepped outside before it began to rain. No sooner had I stepped outside than it began to rain. It was not long before my name was called. It won't be long before the ambulance comes. It was not until yesterday that I was notified of the truth. It wasn't until a year later that the accused confessed. The student studied hard for fear that he got bad score on the test. He studied hard lest he got bad score on the examination. He studied hard in case he should get bad score on the test. My doctor suggested that I refrain from drinking alcoholic beverages. The tour desk recommended that I should visit the Kabira Bay. The man protested his innocence. The man protested his innocence. The man protested his innocence. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.